front of a group of alumni, and it brings me back to a lot of different experiences that I've had. I recently started a new initiative, which is based upon really my entire life's work as a dental educator. And also the years I spent as ombudsperson at McGill, 5 years term that I spent there. I realized just how important it was for our students to have a mentor, somebody who could stay with them for all 4 years that they're in dental school plus 1 year after they graduate. Our students these days are unique, diverse. Dentistry needs to move ahead. We need to take some of the very special ideas that these young students have, their particular talent, and support them and move them forward. So I must say I was very pleased that the university was so responsive to my desire to start this kind of a program. And the first one that I want to thank is Dr. Allison here, whose vision and his understanding of that, the need for students to have this kind of support was clear. I've worked with Paul for many, many years, and I was not surprised. But Paul, I'd like to thank you very much for that. Because we know how the university can be, and sometimes it's difficult to get things done. And if there are people who are there, who are supportive, especially people in positions like Paul's, then things can get done a lot quicker. I think we're very lucky to have in this team. There's a couple of people I'd like to thank. And the second person after Paul is my dear friend and colleague, Debbie LaRock, who stands right over there. Many of you know Debbie. Debbie has tirelessly worked for this faculty for, I'm not going to count the years, but we worked together for quite a number of years, and I can say that we're traveling with Debbie and working on development for this faculty was one of the greatest things and most joyful things I've ever did in my life. And she is in fact responsible for putting this all together. She now occupies a higher position, or a high position, I'd say, with development and alumni relations with the university, and was kind enough to put all of her efforts into it, and I will never forget that, Debbie. Thank you very much. I'd also like to thank the McConnell Family Foundation, who provided matching funds for the donation that I gave to start this project. The McConnell Family Foundation is well known and has put quite a number of dollars together set aside for advising, and this program fit right in, so they were able to match it. And there are 3 other people I want to thank just because they happen to be here, and I'm so happy to have them here. They're not your typical dentists. The first one is my partner, Garrett, who I've been married to for the last 10 years, thanks to Canada's open-minded and forward-looking policy. And I'm very happy to have him here and introduce him to all of you. Secondly, sitting over here is my mom, who will be turning 98 in a few days. That's for you, Mom. But my mom is clear as a bell. So in case you didn't hear that, I'll tell her afterwards. and the last one, and definitely not the least one, is my dear brother, Jerry. He's the businessman in the family. He's standing right over there. In many ways, he's allowed me to be in a position to help the university out in this way, and I thank him very much for coming and for being here. Now, I'll just mention a few words about what drove me to do this kind of thing. I've learned, and I think all of you have learned, that in our small community of dentists, the way we teach dentistry really makes a huge difference in terms of the way our dentists think of themselves once they graduate. If we treat people with kindness, compassion, and empathy, then they will treat each other with kindness, compassion, and empathy, and more importantly, will treat their patients with kindness, compassion, and empathy. I think that as dentists, we understand how important that is, and it starts right in school. So I'm hoping that this project, this initiative, will inspire other faculties in the university to start looking at a new way of educating our students, trusting them, and bringing out the best in them rather than trying to find out where their faults are so that we can filter them out of where we are. But that's what did it. And I'm hoping that as time goes on, we will have a mentor for every one of our students. We will have educated people who will be specially trained to do this, and will follow our students, particularly after they graduate. Now, dentistry has always been my family, and as you can see, I brought my family here to show you. But there's one more person I would like to introduce to you. And that person is also indicates a little bit about family in the university. Jonathan Werbit over there is about to graduate tomorrow. And I'm going to ask the dean if it's okay to call all of our new graduates, even though they're graduating tomorrow, doctors. Okay? Can we do that? All right. So, Dr. Jonathan Werbit comes from a very illustrious family of periodontists. His father, Marvin, and his brother, Jeremy, are both periodontists. And he's asked to say a few words about his personal experience as being the first student that I mentored. We did a 10-student project the past year and a half, and so I introduce to you Dr. Jonathan Werbit.
I've been a part of the student advisory program since third year. And I have to say, I've been a part of the student advisory program since third year, and I have to say I see a lot of potential in it. Being a dental student is definitely a very confusing time. And really not knowing what the future has in store does not make this any easier for us. Dr. Miller approached me with the brilliant idea of allowing us to ask him any questions we may have about residency, specialization, or even finding a job in the real world. If he didn't have an answer, he would find somebody that did. And I must say that this program helped me understand exactly what I needed to get accepted into my dream field of orthodontics. One big evolution of the project is that it now goes even farther. The fourth-year dental students who have interviewed and already know the various requirements that you need to get into various programs will pass this info on to the second and third-year students in a more formal way, so no information gets distorted, as is often the case. I can definitely say that this program has inspired me, and one day I'd love to call myself a mentor.
Thank you very much. And I'd just like to reiterate the enormous thanks that I and the faculty have for Norman's very, very generous support and initiation of this project, which fits entirely with the McGill University's approach to try and improve our support for students at all sorts of different levels. We know we have a lot that we can improve in many ways, so thank you very much, Norman, and thank you very much, as he said, to the McConnell Foundation for matching his donation. So if anybody is thinking about helping in this way, then just think that if you want to give to this, then your dollars will be doubled through the McConnell Foundation. So that's a wonderful, wonderful initiative, and something that we definitely want to move forward in the coming years. So thank you very much, Norman.